the perspectives. And then that went to this as the final product. And then in direct comparison to that, because it's showing like the ruralness of China, I wanted to show like the plastic surgery. So I had this sketch, and then as you can see, like the little writing at the bottom is the multiple sketches that I went through to get to the final product. And here I made the contrast deeper, and then from that I finished with this as the final product. And as you can see, the background is like a unnatural teal, and I chose that on purpose to like contrast with the dark green for the other one. And then from that, I wanted to show the working differences in China. So then I know that people in China, like a lot of them have long office hours kind of works. So I tested perspectives, and this was one of my sketches. And as you can see, I was practicing with perspective at the top. And then from that, I developed a sketch, and it went eventually. Well, I also practiced more perspectives here and here, and eventually I ended up with this. But I really didn't like how this turned out because I felt like the background was too bright and it was just too messy, and I didn't really get the proportions right. So I practiced a little more, and I ended up with this, in which I darkened everything. I made the background darker, and I worked with proportions more so it looked more correct. It's still not my favorite piece, but is it better than it was before? And then to show how the people in rural China were working, I know that a lot of them are still farming. So as you can see here, I don't really want to zoom in, but I took perspectives of myself in that position. And then from that, I made sketches, and that ended up like this. And I tried showing like the sweat on the person's body, and I like highlighted the sun and the rays to show it was super hot. And then there's like clocks to show that like they're doing this endlessly. And then my final piece was to show the hunger. So basically I ended up with this, but I used digital art and added this background. And the importance of the background is that it relates to this, which I drew. Hold on. It relates to this, and you can see the background is like the same concept. And like the tearing of the wallpaper is showing like this is like the back. It's kind of connecting to like the black and white of the other drawing. Like it's connecting the two together. And this shows how in like urban China a lot of food is wasted, but there's a lot of excess, while in China a lot of people are starving. And yeah, that's all I have.
Right. Thank you, Annie.
That was incredible. I'm very impressed. And you can really tell how much research you put into that as well.
Thank you.
Great work. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, they all kind of flow into each other. It's really good.
Yeah, I love how you focused a lot on like the contrast between the two different like lifestyles within China, rather than just like generalizing like all of Chinese culture. And so I know you can really see that in your pieces. And so obviously your pieces are amazing, but like the idea behind it is also like really powerful.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the way that you were able to relate like one piece to another, and like include details like from one piece and like put those in another, and then like it makes the whole thing like really connect, even though like you're showing like two very different sides of China. Like everything's able to connect and like really highlight like the disparity between the two groups.
I mean, I also think it's pretty cool how you guys have like how you had the symbolism like of the clock, and how you managed to keep it as like a really coherent pieces throughout the whole time, but keeping constant symbols to reference back to your question.
Your pieces were really beautiful, and I really liked how coherent it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were beautiful and powerful. Like there's a tension there, right? Having the two things that were, you know, kind of showing the skin coming back, or, you know, the overweight people with the food. There's a feeling of like, you know, just kind of being on the edge. And I like that a lot too. But I really appreciate seeing your process overall. That was very helpful. Thank you. Okay,